You don't need years to find your talent. You need honesty. Because the truth is, most people don't lack talent. They ignore it every single day. You've probably asked yourself before, what am I actually good at? What should I be doing? What if I'm wasting my life? And every time you ask that question, you expect a clear answer, something obvious, something that changes everything instantly, but it never comes. So you keep searching, you watch videos, you read advice, you compare yourself to others. You look at people who are successful and think, they have something I don't. They figured it out. They're different, but they're not. The difference is not talent. The difference then is attention. They paid attention to what was already there, and you didn't. Finding your talent is not about discovering something new. It's about recognizing patterns. Patterns in your behavior, patterns in your thinking, patterns in what you naturally do without forcing yourself. Let me ask you something simple. Think about your past. Not the last week, not the last month, your entire life. What is something you've always done in different forms? Something that keeps coming back, even when you try to ignore it, even when you get distracted, even when you move on. It somehow returns. That's not random. That's a pattern. And patterns reveal direction. But here's the problem. You don't take it seriously because it feels too normal, too easy, too obvious. Let me give you an example. I knew someone who was always good at understanding people. He could read emotions. He could sense when something was off. He could explain things in a way that made others feel understood. People trusted him, opened up to him, listened to him. But he didn't see it as talent. He thought, I'm just being normal. I'm just talking. This is nothing special. So he ignored it for years until one day, someone told him, you do something most people can't. And that's when it clicked. Not because he learned something new, but because he finally saw what was already there. This is what happens to most people. Your talent hides inside what feels normal. Now here's where things get uncomfortable. Because recognizing your talent is actually the easy part. Acting on it is where everything breaks. Because action creates exposure, and exposure creates risk. Suddenly, what was safe in your mind becomes real in the world. And now it can fail. Now it can be judged. Now it can be ignored. And most people are not afraid of failure. They're afraid of being seen failing. So they stay where it's safe, thinking, planning, analyzing, waiting. I remember a guy who always wanted to create content. He had ideas, strong ones, clear ones. He knew what he wanted to say. He even knew how to say it. But he never started, not because he didn't know how, but because he kept thinking, what if no one watches? What if it's bad? What if people judge me? So he waited. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years, and nothing changed. But one day, he got tired of thinking, tired of planning, tired of imagining. So he did something simple. He posted one video. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't amazing, but it was real, and that changed everything. Because once you act, you break the illusion. You stop guessing, you stop overthinking, you start learning. And this is where most people misunderstand success. They think it comes from clarity, from certainty, from knowing exactly what to do. But it doesn't. It comes from movement, from doing, from adjusting as you go. Your talent is not something you fully understand at the beginning. It's something you develop through action. Now let's go back to the idea of 10 minutes, because technically, you can find your direction that fast, but only if you're honest. If I asked you right now, what is something you enjoyed doing without forcing yourself? You would have an answer, maybe not perfect, maybe not clear, but it would be there. And if I asked you, what is something people often come to you for? Again, you would know. Advice, help, explanation, creativity, solutions, energy, presence. That's not random. That's feedback from life, from people, from experience. And yet, you ignore it. Because it doesn't look like success. You think success should feel big, loud, obvious, but it doesn't. It starts small, quiet, uncertain. And this is where people make the biggest mistake. They wait for confidence before they start. But confidence does not come before action. It comes after it. You don't become confident and then act. You act and then become confident. So while you're waiting to feel ready, someone else is already doing, already learning, already improving, and the gap between you is not talent. It's action. Let me be direct. You already know what direction you should explore. You've known it for a while. You've just been avoiding it because it feels uncertain, because it feels uncomfortable, because it feels real. But here's the truth. Your problem is not confusion. It's hesitation. And hesitation costs more than failure ever will. Because failure teaches. Hesitation keeps you stuck. So here's what you do. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. You take one step, a small one. Not perfect, not impressive, just real. You write something, you record something, you try something, you start something, and you repeat it again and again and again. Because success is not a moment, it's a pattern, just like your talent. And over time, that pattern builds momentum, skill, clarity, confidence. Until one day, what once felt uncertain feels natural. And that's when people say, "You figured it out." But what really happened is simple. You stopped searching and you started doing. You don't need 10 minutes to change your life. You need one decision. The decision to stop ignoring what you already see and start building something with it. Because everything you're looking for is already there. You just haven't trusted it yet.